Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Damilala and you're welcome to Moments with Dami. Yes, it's your pretty face and your pretty screen goddess back again. Yes, today guys, I am going to be filming a video or a kind of story time about the one time I was nearly kidnapped. Yes, I know you'll be hearing this for the first time, except for a few people that already knows about this story of mine. Now, this is not a make-believe story. This is a real life situation that actually happened to me, and I'm here to delve all the information out to you guys. Okay, so this was how it happened. I'll come back and narrate to you guys. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so this was how it all happened. Yeah, back in the year 2015, to be precise, I was actually a copper that year, and I was posted to Kano State for my what's it called now, for my service year. Yes. So when I got my posting letter and I saw that I was posted to Kano State, Nigeria, ha gosh, I was really shocked because I my expectations was that probably the worst that could happen to me was that I might or I would have been posted to an eastern state, if not a southwestern state here in Nigeria, because I basically reside in the southwestern part of Nigeria and I've been here all my life. Okay, so I saw this letter and I was, oh gosh, I was really kind of, you know, a bit confused, and I was like, what was I supposed to do? So yes, as a believer, as a Christian that I am, I had to like take everything to God in prayers, because the Bible says we should trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not on our own understanding. In all our ways we should acknowledge God and He would surely direct our path. So how best was I supposed to have made the decision to go if I had not consulted my maker, the one who already knew the end from the beginning? So I had to like take it to God in prayers, and I told God my fears, like Kano State. I mean, considering a lot of things connected to the northern part of Nigeria now, as it concerns religious issues, language barriers, there were so many restrictions that, oh, I wasn't sure that I was really fully prepared to embark on. I mean, to launch into as it concerns those things. So I told God in prayers, and I felt peace within me, because that particular night I will never forget in my lifetime. I felt God was real. Yeah, I felt it, because I was just praying and praying in tongues and all that, and before I knew it, I just got this song. First, I sang in the spirit, and then the interpretation came, saying to me that He is my peace. He speaks peace to my heart. He is my peace. He is my peace. He is my peace. He speaks peace to my heart. He is my peace. He is my peace. So when this song came with interpretation like this, I was just settled. Like I knew that God already had a hand in it, and I was nothing. There was nothing to be scared of, and so I only understood the reason why I was confident enough to continue with the preparations was this service year thing as at that time. So everyone around me was scared for me, because they knew the kind of person that I am. I'm this kind of person that I am so fragile. Like little things sometimes gets to me emotionally. I'm very emotional, yeah. Although I think God is taking control of that to some extent now. So I'm this kind of person that I scarcely can make such a drastic decision except I have a backup. Except I'm sure that someone is backing me on this decision I'm taking. So when I told my mom that and dad that I was going to go to Kano, everybody was like, hey, Kano, why? They tried to like look for a way to make sure that I don't even go there at all. But I was told that it's not even possible, that even if I was going to redeploy, I would still have to go first for the first 3 weeks orientation. Then after that, I could now decide to redeploy. So they already had the mindset that I was definitely going to redeploy, but simply inside my mind, I was still like, I wasn't really in agreement with their plans about me redeploying, although I did not make it known to anyone. So we made effort to like get a cab. I mean, all these buses that do travel distance, and mostly here in Nigeria, when it's time for those kind of posting concerning NYSC, you get a lot of transport services that are available to take, young graduates to their different places. of deployment. So we actually visited I think country, I can't remember the name now, but it starts with country stuff. It's a transport service here in Nigeria. So we went to their branch here in Ibadan, Nigeria, and I paid in advance. The day came, my things were packed, they escorted me to the park and we boarded. Luckily for me, I met other couples there, as most of them too also going to Kano. Some were going to drop at some places before Kano and all that. So we were all in the bus, and you see our parents were, trying to like very emotional. They were getting emotional about their kids. Let's say kids now, about their children going to those far places, and my parents were not excluded. But I tried to stay strong. I was like, okay, since I already got the word, I knew that this journey was going to be a secured one. So yeah, eventually we started the journey. And guys, okay, there's something about me again. I am not a travel freak. Like, I most times I'm always very nostalgic about traveling. I don't know why. Maybe because of even right from undergraduate years, when I had to go to Ife, OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, Osun State, Nigeria. Anytime I have to like travel down back home, I'm always very nostalgic about it, because you know how the situation of Nigerian rules are, and a lot of things that are attached to it right now. Even now, it's even more worse than it was in my own time. Then I was still very scared. So I have this fearful feeling when it concerns traveling. I don't know for whatever reason, but I think that fear is from the devil. And as a child of God, you are not meant to above fear in your heart, because fear always comes with torment. Yes, when the devil knows that your weakness is fear of or certain things, rather, it puts fear into your heart and it creates a kind of tabernacle in your mind. So yeah, so that was it. And the journey started, and I was just praying inside of my heart, and I got me through this journey and all that. Now we got to a particular place. Oh gosh, it wasn't funny. The car started messing up. We started hearing different sounds, and the driver was saying us that maybe the brake pad or something was not working well. That when it gets to, I don't know the place now. Before Kano State, there's a particular place that they have their other stations that is going to stop there and see what you can do about it. This car, or this bus rather, was malfunctioning and a whole lot of things. So we eventually stopped at that station, and it was close to night time. And unfortunately, the person who was supposed to work on it, I think they said it wasn't something that could be worked upon, that they just had to like manage it down to Kano State. And it was already nightfall by this time. And hey God, on a good day when the bus is already working well, I am naturally scared of traveling, not to talk of when the bus is giving some funny hiccups. Okay, so that was how we were all like, God save us. Oh. The funniest part was that I do not understand Nigerian drivers. They have this very weird way of driving. You know fully well that your boss is going through mental breakdown, and still you decide to speed. I mean, that night wasn't funny. He ran into this big ditch, and it was just God. Honestly, I don't know how best to explain it, because I was like, hey God, I can't end my journey here. God did not tell me I was going to end my journey here. And so that was how everybody screamed, and we're like, what's going on? Why is he rushing? Where is he rushing to? Blah blah blah. Different things. And I was like, God, my heart nearly jumped out of my throat. It wasn't funny. So, but to cut the long story short, we eventually landed in our destination, and I had to go to Karaye in Kano State. That was the place where all couples were meant to gather together. Okay. So right in Karaye, Kano State, the journey begins. All this